West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home to Waynesville, North Carolina. Here's a little intro until I get one professionally done. Like, comment, and subscribe to join in on the fun. I know this camera angle is terrible. It's bouncing around. I'm driving. This is about the best place I could put it. The dashboard on a U-Haul is not very good. We're gonna switch lanes here, so I'll be watching the road more so than the camera. I'll glance over every now and then, but I just got to Buffalo on this journey, and that's when it hit me. Maybe I shouldn't be making a video right now. Maybe I should have, like, I already went through the crying process when I got to Buffalo. Maybe I should have waited to make the video until I got out of Buffalo to talk to you guys, but I'll make it through. I didn't cry today until I got to Buffalo because this is where I've been, and there goes the camera. This is going super well. I've been trying to set up the camera in like the best way I can. I'm not sure that there is a best way. I'll just have to keep like reaching over and moving it over. See, there we go, bouncing again. The like I said, the tripod was way too tall for how I was trying to set it up. So this is like the edge of this little ledge that I have it sitting on. Here's the cord. It's going very well. So yeah, I was good today until I got to Buffalo. I'm driving through now. I'm passing Walden Avenue and the sign for Cheektowaga. Cheektowaga is where I grew up and spent the majority of my life. I currently, we'll say currently, as of today, lived in Rochester. I moved there about 10 years ago. Rochester is about an hour and a half outside of Buffalo to the east. Buffalo lies on Lake Erie, Rochester on Lake Ontario. I'm trying to switch lanes. This guy got impatient with me in this lane. There we go. So yeah, the move this morning went really well. We hired movers. They were super nice. They got everything situated. I'm sorry again that my camera is bouncing. Everything's in the back of the truck. Jacob is driving as well with me. He has both kitties, so I'm anxious to see how Cammy does on this drive. We'll see. She walked right into the carrier this morning, like just walked in. Scarlett, on the other hand, I have battle damage from. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, she tore me to pieces. She's the one that's difficult. We had laser time in the morning. That's her favorite toy. I showed you guys in a video. And so yeah, I coaxed her with the laser. She wasn't happy about it. But we got her in there. And now Jacob is on cat duty, which honestly may be more of an endeavor than driving this truck. So when we picked up the U-Haul yesterday, and as you can see the pickup of the U-Haul in Jacob's video, he was a nervous wreck. Just so much. Like, I was trying to drive, and he's like, Jen, there's a car to your left. Jen, I'm like, it's okay, Jacob, it's okay. And then today there were a few things I was going to throw out. I know this angle is terrible. This is all I could do. I keep like switching it over since it's bouncing and stuff. But yeah, I had to back up the U-Haul to the dumpster at my apartment to throw out a bunch of stuff. And I was like, Jacob, do you want to try backing it up? And he was, no, No, I will absolutely not be backing up this beast of a gentle ride van. That is what it is called, a gentle ride van. A gentle ride van. Oh, this is a good angle. It's not gonna stay for very long, but it's a better angle. Where are we now? We're still driving through Buffalo, Cheektowaga area. It's a long drive. It's like 12 and a half hours, plus you have to stop for gas and food and all that stuff. So I always add on at least 2 hours. With this being a longer drive, I may have to add on closer to 3 hours. And when I first started driving with Jacob, that was my main issue, was trying to figure out, like, Jacob, I've been driving and it just keeps adding time. And he's like, yes, Jen, yeah, you're making stops. You have to learn this along the way. It was the first time I went down to North Carolina, and yeah, it just kept adding more and more time. But I'm better about it now. Now, whatever I do, I add on 2 hours. And with shorter trips, it definitely doesn't take the full extra 2 hours. But the longer trips, it definitely does. So I assume we left around like 1:30. It's 12 and a half hours minimum. So that's 2 in the morning. I'm gonna add on 3 hours just to be sure. So what does that bring us to? Like 5 in the morning? Yeah, so like 5 in the morning. But I will get a hotel if I need. We'll see. That's why Jacob has the cats, in case I need a hotel. I'm gonna try to get through in just one go. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I was saying I didn't cry until I hit Buffalo. I've basically been excited about the move, more so than sad. I will admit that there was a 2-day breakdown that I had while Jacob was in Florida. I was crying for no reason. I couldn't figure out why. I was like making up other excuses. I was blaming it on my potential lady time coming up, which it wasn't that, since that didn't come for like another 2 weeks after, and I didn't think it was time. I'm like, why am I crying? What's going on? Do I miss Jacob since he's in Florida and I'm packing by myself? Like, why? But then I realized, no, I'm crying because of the move. And as soon as I realized I was crying because of the move, I like felt better. Like, I was mostly overwhelmed trying to pack and get everything together before everything went down, because within the month of November, Jacob was in Florida and I was up in New York packing. But the plan was that he was going to drive up from Florida, I was going to drive down from New York, meet in North Carolina, where I did drop off my car, and I posted a video, and Jacob surprised me with the reindeer.
Keep left at the fork to stay on I-90 West.
Keep left at the fork to continue on I-90 West towards Erie right now, Erie, Pennsylvania. So yeah, we met in North Carolina, where I dropped off my car because I didn't want to have to try to tow it behind this beast of a gentle ride van.
Keep left at the fork to stay on I-90 West.
Fork. So after that, we headed up to New York, where I went to my friend.
Continue on I-90 West for 92 miles.
92 miles. That's only part of the journey. So then we headed back up to New York, where the wedding was for my friend Marissa, which was a good time. I got Jacob to do his dance. I showed that in a video. It was a really good time. Their wedding was amazing. And then, yeah, then we headed west to Jacob's mom's in Valparaiso. I did record a video there as well at Dollar Tree, where I was picking up some stuff for his niece's birthday. We had a special birthday party for her, since no one really sees her around her birthday time since she lives out of state. And then after his mom's, we drove up to Detroit. I almost said Denver, but no, Detroit is the D city in Michigan. So yeah, I went to Michigan for the first time. I had actually been there once by accident. I took an exit on my way to Valparaiso, and when I drive to Valparaiso, it's right along the Michigan border while I'm in Indiana. So, I've been there once. I went on a exit to go to a Starbucks, and it turned out that the Starbucks was in Michigan. But now I've been in Michigan proper. We drove past 8 Mile Road, which was cool. This is gonna get bumpy. We're going over a bridge, and it's in New York. There's this like stuff on bridges to like stop you from sliding, since you know bridges ice first. So yes, we went to Detroit. We went to Marvin's Marvelous Museum, I believe it's called, which was super fun. I have loved that place and have always wanted to go since seeing it in one of Jacob's videos, actually. So that was cool to go and see. And we did this auto wed machine that was super fun, and we got these like little rings and this marriage certificate that says you're married, unless you leave Marvin's. Essentially within 50 feet of the machine you are married and blissful and wonderful, and then once you leave the museum you are no longer married. Or maybe if you return to Marvin's, I guess the marriage would be valid because it said 50 feet of the machine. So I guess if we go back there we are married. So essentially Jacob and I are married only in Detroit at Marvin's. So that was super cute. And then we drove through Canada to Buffalo. There we go. That was what I was gonna tell you. That's the only problem I've been having with this U-Haul, because I've been staying in the right lane, so the slow lane, and I've been like hugging the line on the right. So occasionally I keep going over to the rumbly strip. But that's the only issue I've had with the U-Haul so far. I've driven a U-Haul from Buffalo to Rochester, so I do have experience. I believe I've driven them short distances before. My first ex-boyfriend actually worked for U-Haul, so when he had to...
There's a speed trap ahead.
There's a speed trap ahead. So when he had to drop off U-Hauls to like different companies and stuff, I would go with him. So I've had my experience in U-Hauls, so I'm not really leery about driving it. I've been up and down the mountain roads a bunch now since I've gone to visit Jacob a bunch, and yeah, not really worried about that. I will hit a few rumble strips along the way though, so don't judge me too hard. Yeah, so like I was saying, we drove back from Detroit through Canada. So Jacob and I went to a different country just to drive home. It saved like an hour and a half, and I thought it was funny that like you're literally going through customs just to drive home. So yeah, we went through Canada and then took 2 days off before the move, and it wasn't really off because I had to pack the remainder of my things, just stuff that like I needed for his mom's stuff that was still in my closet. I had a few dresses hanging there, get the kitties ready, clean out the fridge, do that kind of stuff, do final laundry. So now I'm on the way, and I'm, like I said, I'm excited about it. I've moved a lot through my life. I moved out of my parents when I was 18 in Cheektowaga, and had a bunch. I think I totaled it up that I've moved 12 times since I've been 18, and I'm 40 now, so that averages to about a move a year. Some places I was in longer, some shorter, some were staying with friends along the way. But yeah, I am accustomed to moving, and no place has ever really felt like home because I've moved so much. But I was telling Jacob that the last time I drove down to North Carolina, it felt homey. It felt like it was home, which it's going to be, so that's good. When I was first driving down to North Carolina, I would be in pure panic, like, what am I doing? What's going on? Why am I moving out of my comfort zone? Why? But yeah, as time has gone on and I've been dating Jacob, well, I've known Jacob now for almost 2 years. yeah, it's definitely comfortable. The driving's comfortable. When we drove home from Jacob's mom's, it was like 8.5 hours, and from Detroit it was 5.5 hours, and I was like, oh, it's a short day. So I'm used to the driving. I said in his video yesterday that like most people don't drive this much. Like Jacob is an anomaly, and I'm used to it now, thankfully. But I mean, just going to Rochester for the day, you'd probably get a hotel. You'd do your stuff in Rochester and then have a hotel and drive back the next day. But he whips back and forth, and it's insane. I'm now used to it all, thankfully. Like I said, like all that driving within the past, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks, it's been intense. So I'm mostly just happy that this portion is over. Well, not over, soon to be over once I land in Waynesville, which is all I want right now. I haven't even left New York. I'm coming up on Hamburg currently, which is outside of Buffalo. And so I've been driving for like 2 hours now, I'd say, since I've reached Hamburg. But once the movers, I can't even say that. Once I am there with the truck, I will be happy. The movers are coming, not tomorrow, but the day after to unload. And that's fine. Like, they'll have their thing. I'm not even concerned about the stuff being in the house. I will just be happy once I'm in Waynesville and don't have to zip around all over the place like I've been doing. The packing is done. That was my main worry. It's been intense. Another reason I was teary when I was driving through Buffalo is because the song, the Postcard song, came on by the band Now You See Them. And Jacob listens to the song all the time. It's one of his favorite songs, and we've listened to it like on almost every road trip. So it was really sentimental, like now driving down to live with Jacob, to live in North Carolina. I'll be a North Carolina resident. And even before I met Jacob, I wanted to move out of state. I was talking about moving to Delaware potentially, since it's a cheaper area and there's no sales tax there, and there's a lot of stuff around Delaware, like Baltimore, Philadelphia, all of that. So everything's within driving distance. But that was not the decision. So when I was working remotely, was going to plan to travel and see where I wanted to end up. Originally, when I first met Jacob, I didn't know that he lived in North Carolina. I didn't honestly know where he lived. I watched his videos but didn't know his home base, and North Carolina was definitely on my radar as a place to live. I was looking at like train tours and stuff like that to see where I would ultimately like to live, but then I ended up traveling with Jacob all over the place and kind of had the tour myself. And the West Coast is kind of weighed out. It's all across the country, all the way, and away from everyone I know, within driving distance and all that stuff. I mean, I could drive it, but driving cross country is quite a ways. So plus it's so expensive that, I mean, I would have just ruled that out in general. So North Carolina, Texas I really like, but yeah, I think I probably would have ended up in North Carolina regardless. And the more people I talk to, like a lot of people from New York are moving to North Carolina, so it seems like I'm not the only one. But like I said, in my mind, everything was kind of geared for being ready for the move before I took the car down to North Carolina. So before Thanksgiving, before even the movers got there, like I was mentally preparing myself, and like that's when I had the crying fit for 2 days. It just wouldn't stop. Like I didn't even want to be crying. Like it just kept going on, and it was like the stress of trying to get everything packed, get the car down there all before the deadline, which was when Jacob had to come up after IAPA. So after that, once I realized that the reason I was crying was because of moving and that I was stressed, I was able to like be like, okay, like let's make a list of things that need to be done. Let's do all this stuff so that I'm not like anxious to the point of crying for 2 days. Jacob was getting calls on the road. I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. So I realized why things have been a lot easier. I think Jacob's anxiety is happening now. Like I told you, when he picked up the U-Haul with me, it was chaotic, and Jacob is anxious about the cats, which I am too, but I don't have them with me, so I can separate myself from that for now. All I know is that when we get in, we're going over a bridge again, so the camera's wonky. When we get in, that will be the stress of trying to get them set up and comfy enough so Jacob and I can go to bed and rest after this trip. So now I'm mostly excited. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to unpack. I'm excited to explore the South. Like I said, there were tears, but yeah, I think my crying over 2 days and just being stressed out has prepared me really well. Like, I'm definitely more excited. I wasn't really sad to leave. It was definitely weird driving through Buffalo and like the final goodbye, but not sad. I did cry when the song came on. I cried like just having it be the final farewell to Buffalo as I was driving through, but I am excited and happy to be living down there. Jacob's family is great and welcoming during Thanksgiving. It was great. Everything's very natural. They're very welcoming. I care about all of them, so that was reassuring. Not that I thought there would be anything, but I mean, just being around them, like everything's so warm, and I don't know, everything feels like a good fit, and I'm happy to be going down there and seeing what the future holds. I think that is what the tears really were, is that it's just emotional, like starting a new chapter and seeing what all that entails. I'm excited for it all. Jacob and I already have some trips planned. I'm excited to spend Christmas at the house and get the tree up and decorate. It's just, everything's been on hold for like a year, and Jacob's obviously mostly been living out of the car. He's been staying with me in Rochester. He's also been staying at the house here and there. He's been staying at his mom's. He has like this triangle of where he goes in between, and now Rochester has been eliminated, so now it's just a line, and he's happy because it's easier for him to travel from North Carolina than Rochester because it's so far north. And I don't know if you can see out the window, but it's already snowed a substantial amount, and that's another reason that I am happy to just get out. I've been in a lot of pain the past couple days from the storms that have been coming through, and I feel so much better when I'm in Waynesville, and that's another, like, I'm just happy to not be in as much pain down there, to go through this winter as someone in North Carolina where they close down, like it blows my mind. They close down the roads if there's like 2 inches of snow. But with the mountain roads, I think you'd almost have to. But I am happy to live in a place that hates winter like I do. If they close down the city, like, that's what I live for. I want the city closed down. Not that you get a foot of snow, maybe even more, maybe like 3 feet of snow while you're working, and then your commute home is like 5 miles per hour, and then you have to get home and shovel or snow blow, and it's a lot. I think seasonal depression is one of the reasons that I want to leave the most, along with my autoimmune stuff. I also don't have like a lot of connections in New York. Here we go with the riding the right again. My parents are both deceased. My sister lives out of state. My friend groups have kind of deteriorated, so I don't have a lot holding me here. I did see a lot of my friends. I think that was a lot of the hard part too, is that I planned all of my goodbyes. Instead of doing one big thing, I saw a bunch of people individually and did my goodbyes, and I'm gonna be back in New York actually in a few months come April. So I'm gonna see a couple more people then that I couldn't fit in. But yeah, I did all of my goodbyes before I even went down to North Carolina. So that really was the end for me. I kind of made my closure with moving. That's why I'm okay now, but I probably should have done a vlog around that time when it was a lot harder. Or maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, I started this one off with tears, which I should have waited a little bit before I started, so I didn't start this vlog in tears. But yeah, that chunk of time, mid-November, when everything was wrapping up, when I had to finish packing and I had to finish all that stuff and say my goodbyes and do the dinners, that was the hardest part. Like, today was just the final of it, like getting everything in the truck, getting the kitties ready. Yeah, I was ready to go today. And Jacob kept asking me if I was sad, and I'm really not. Like, I'm excited now. And mid-month, I was sad. There were some sad moments, but mostly like anxious about today and just wanting it to be here and wanting everything to be final. Yeah, I wasn't sure because living in New York, I have autoimmune issues. They're exemplified, is that the word? They're a lot worse in New York. So having to pack and do all this stuff was hard. I went down to North Carolina in October, I think, and maybe September, and cleaned the house after Christy moved out, and I was good doing all that. And then when I came up to pack, it was just awful. I was sore every day, so I couldn't do as much as I wanted, and so that was really stressful. And like I said, saying the goodbyes and having a time frame where I needed to get down to North Carolina to drop off the truck, and then immediately after that we had the wedding and had to leave for Valparaiso for Thanksgiving. Like, that time crunch was the hard part. This part is exciting. Like, I'm just happy the day has come. I can be on my way. I think with anything, like, the build-up is the hardest part, and then once you're doing it, like, the bandage is ripped off, like, you finished everything, like, it's only forward. When we were at the U-Haul place yesterday, the lady's like, don't look back, and that really struck me, because yeah, don't look back. Like, if you make the decision, just do it. And I think that's a lot of how I view life, is don't look back, move forward. Obviously be doing it because you want to, not because don't move forward and have it be this awful thing. But like, yeah, once you make the decision and it's right for you, just move forward. Move a 26 foot truck halfway across the United States. Yeah, just do that. Just drive the truck, no doubts, and be fearless. So I just stopped at the last exit in New York at Love's here to get some gas, and oh man, does my upper body hurt. I haven't even left New York yet. Holding this wheel, like, it hurts all through here. But let's see how to fill this thing. I think the gas cap is like right next to my door. It does take regular gas, so let's figure this out. Drives like a van, hauls like a truck, still intense. I was laughing that it's called a gentle ride van, as you can see here. The ride isn't completely gentle, but let's see how, oh, I'm glad it twisted off easily. Alright, so we'll open this guy for like probably the first time of many and come over here. Alright, here we go. Oh, I forgot to push the button. Regular. Come on, buddy. Here we go. Let's see how much this bad boy takes. I can get my final New York souvenir here. There's some shot glasses and some mugs. Oh, we haven't quite entered Pennsylvania, but there's also some Pennsylvania souvenirs. Oh, and New Jersey. They have everything. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. This magnet has a black bear. I have never seen a black bear in New York. I know they are very prevalent in Waynesville and the surrounding area, so I think I'm more likely to see one there for sure. Hey, look, Jacob's here! Yeah, I was filming in there. I showed the New York collectibles.
For the Jenny Penny YouTube channel?
Yeah. All right.
Oh
Okay. Jacob's getting in his car, but look, $153. That's how much. That's a lot. 45 gallons. That's so much. I showed this before, but I just noticed how cute this little logo is here. We've made it to Pennsylvania. We have made it to West Virginia, and look, the grass is green. There's no more snow. I'm so excited. Oh look, you can win a free West Virginia welcome kit. It even says Country Roads. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home to Waynesville, North Carolina. Apparently it's mountaineer country. And the black bears are following us along this entire trip. So I was inside the main building, but it looks like the vending is in the other building. So now we'll come over here. So far I've driven about 5 hours. So that means there's about 7 hours left. That's not including the stops. That's just like 12 and a half hours without the extra stops. So far I've stopped in Pennsylvania and now entering West, well, right before Pennsylvania, the last stop before the Pennsylvania state line, the last stop in New York I stopped, and now getting to West Virginia. So maybe we can get to Tennessee without stopping. I think that would be the next state, though I think I may cross into Virginia. None of these snacks look good. Maybe I'll get Smart Food popcorn. Maybe I'll just be eating something I already have in my bag from the car. Okay, Mr. Gentle Ride Van, off we go again. North Carolina bound. We're moving on. I just reached a rest stop in West Virginia. I had to think of where I was, and this whole time I wasn't using Bluetooth. I didn't know I had it, and yeah, now I have it. This whole trip I could have had it. There's like 5 hours left, and yep, we're gonna have some decent sound now. Before I was just listening to it from my phone speakers, and that wasn't so great. So the rest of the trip will be much better. Welcome to Virginia. We've reached a new state. We are in Tennessee, the soundtrack of America. And look, there's frost here. I thought I would travel down south and it would be warmer. I mean, it is. There's no snow, but there's still frost, and that's kind of sad. I was hoping I'd be able to go in through the front. I had to go in the side door because the lobby is really nice. There's this pretty Christmas tree and stuff, but there's another thing I wanted to show you guys that I saw through the main entrance door. So I'm gonna go over there and maybe point the camera through and show you. First, let's see if they have any better snacks. They have a whole frozen section here. They have ice cream? That's crazy. That Blue Bunny ice cream is what my cafeteria in high school served. Those bars with like the crumbly stuff on them. I guess they were Blue Bunny. They were those kind of bars. I haven't seen those, and the strawberry one, I haven't seen those since high school. What else is here? There's a whole bunch of candy. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I just know that I'm hungry. It's very difficult eating on the road. I don't think I want anything here either. It may be back to granola bars in my bag that I brought with. I just noticed in the vending machine here, there's a little dog bone. That's so nice. Okay, I think I've decided on this snack size Mr. Goodbar here, which is $3.03. Let's try this. It says authorizing. Oh, there it goes down there. Let's get the chocolate. Oh, you pull the door down. All right, this will hold me over until I get back to the house and can eat something properly. Leading up to the front door of the Welcome Center, one, it is insanely cold, like so cold. I'm in Tennessee. I thought it would be warmer. I was hoping for like 50s. Apparently, I don't know how weather is around the US, but at the front door of the Welcome Center, coming here, I'm trying to hustle because it's so cold. Cold, cold, cold. Cold, cold, cold. Oh, look at this. You can, there's a little otter friend here as a mascot for your booster seat. But look, this is what I was gonna show you. There's a Dolly Parton cardboard cutout here. Look how fun. Hi, Dolly. It's so fun. Too bad I couldn't go in there and pose with her. It is so cold outside. But okay, we've reached the second to last state. The last state is North Carolina, the final state, the state of my new home. So let's head off. I think there's like 2.5 hours left, so let's go. Welcome to North Carolina. Waynesville. And I'm home. Look, my reindeer's here to greet me. The kitties have been removed from their carriers here and have ran to different parts of the apartments. It's like 5 in the morning now. It's been a very interesting hour since I've been home. We couldn't get the truck in the driveway because it's so dark. I couldn't see the mountains on either side, so that'll be a project for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a rest day, and then the movers come to move the stuff in the following day. So I am going to get some rest. I'm very tired. Yeah, it's been an adventure. I don't have a lot to add because I am so tired. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm going to edit, and I guess that's it. Bye.